Hello Year 11, thank you for joining me to hear this update about the GCSE Summer Exams 2021. We know that many of you have questions about what the exam announcement means for you and the exam grades you'll be awarded this summer. So I'm really hoping that both this update and an update to follow next week will really help to alleviate some of those anxieties and those worries. We know these exams would have represented the culmination of between 2 and for some 5 years of study. And it's really important to us that the grades you are awarded this summer properly reflect the level of your work. The government have told us they want schools to use a broad range of evidence to award teacher assessed grades this summer. They've also asked us to ensure that no student is disadvantaged by the process of awarding teacher assessed grades. We want to reassure you that we'll be doing exactly that. We are working through what the government announcement means for how we use the remaining weeks of the school year to ensure that no student is disadvantaged. And we haven't got all of the details ready to share at this stage, but want to share with you what we can. So we will be sharing more information with you during form time on Wednesday the 10th of March. That's next Wednesday. And we will make a copy of that information available to parents on the same day. When we share more details with you on Wednesday the 10th of March, we will also provide you with a link that allows you to ask us questions about any aspect of the awarding of teacher assessed grades this summer. We know that you're going to have questions now, but if we could ask you to refrain from contacting us with them until the 10th of March, because there's probably going to be somebody else with that same question, means we can address it all at the same time. But also we're still working through planning, and at this stage we're not in a position to provide more detailed answers to specific questions, and I don't want any of you to feel unheard or that your question is being ignored. So if we could refrain from asking any questions up until the 10th of March. But if it's about something else that you are worried about, please do get in touch. Before we provide a brief summary at this point of how teacher assessed grades will be awarded, I want to draw your attention to 2 particularly important dates for you. Dates that I'm sure you will have been waiting for and hopefully will give you a bit of a focal point now. So the last day that you will be in school with us will be Friday the 28th of May. That will end the school year for yourselves and for year 13. It's also the same day that we break up for May half term. And then results day is on August the 12th. That's earlier than it usually is. And I think that will then give you some time to digest those results, to think about your response to those results, and also get you prepared for the next stage of your life, your learning experiences. The government have provided this really helpful infographic that summarises how teacher assessed grades will be determined. Your teachers will be using a wide range of evidence to determine your teacher assessed grades. This includes work you've already completed, and will also include assessed work that will be undertaken between now and at the end of the school year. And for you, that is the 28th of May. Again, we will provide more information about this assessed work on the 10th of March. We won't use any form of algorithm to determine your grades. It will be based on the quality of work you've produced and the level of knowledge, understanding and skill demonstrated by that work. We will only assess you on the work that you've covered. So if part of the curriculum hasn't been covered due to COVID, then we simply won't assess it, because it would be unfair to do so. Any assessments we will use will be adapted to ensure that they are only covering content that has been covered. We're going to publish a really clear schedule of assessment for each subject so that it is very clear which pieces of work over the next few weeks will be assessed and how they'll be assessed. Each subject area will carefully plan their assessment schedule so that they make sure we are properly crediting everyone for the work they produce. And hopefully having that schedule will really empower you, how you plan your time, how you prepare for those pieces of assessment. If you're a private candidate, and this only applies to a really small number of students who is entering a subject you've studied outside of school, we will talk to you directly to make sure you understand the arrangements that will be in place for you. We want you to know your teachers are on your side. They want you to get the best grade you can. You can trust them to produce teacher assessed grades for you that accurately reflect your knowledge, understanding and skills. Your teachers will give you the opportunity to show the level you are working at so that the teacher assessed grade accurately reflects this. Alongside this, we want you to know that there will be various checks and balances in place to make sure that no student is disadvantaged. So we will carry out moderation within school. Your teachers are always assessing work and you can have every confidence in their judgments. However, given the importance of teacher assessed grades, we will ensure that we build in additional moderation. We will also carry out external moderation, where we use colleagues from other schools to moderate the grades we are awarding. This is to make sure that teachers at Notre Dame are not judging students' work any more or less harshly or generously than teachers at other schools. This is part of the measures we will take to make sure we are not disadvantaging any students. The exam board will also carry out moderation on schools to ensure that grades have been fairly awarded, again, making sure that no students are disadvantaged. And at the end of all of this, you also have a right to appeal if you think the school has not followed correct procedure, or if you believe the grade awarded does not reflect the quality of work you've produced. So Year 11, the school year is not finished yet. We've got an end date in sight. We can plan now how we get to that point in the strongest position possible. If exams were going ahead, then these would be the most important weeks so far for many of you. And it's vital that we treat the remaining weeks as seriously as if the exams were going ahead. There is still time for each and every one of you to improve the grades you will be awarded in the summer. Remember, we are here, as always, to support you along the way. And we are so excited to be able to be with you to celebrate your successes in the summer alongside the people that love and care about you. But we are here, as always, to support you getting there. So as we have been over the last 5 years, we are here up until the point at which you leave to support you getting to that final place on May the 28th. If you've got any questions or concerns about anything, you know that you can always contact myself or your form tutor. And I'm really looking forward to sharing more information when we have it on March the 10th, next Wednesday. Thank you for your time today, Year 11.